Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. As the witness has stated, your assertion is it's not. I haven't even told you my theory of how it happened. As he is in a wheelchair, there is... I just told you that he didn't go to the scene. Being a wheelchair doesn't stop somebody from being a killer. Judge, I need you to keep up. No, you don't. I have not. You're all dumb. I hate you all. He was in... What? Well, no, he wasn't. We've literally discussed this 42 times that nobody actually saw the face of Max. We've cleared that up multiple times, you dumb bitch. That's true. No, it's not. Maya, you're fired again. Jesus, man. Phoenix wants to get rid of you too. And apparently she reads minds, so she knows that, and she sticks around anyway. I don't know if that's fucking just weird or if that's admirable. Why was the pepper in the thing? Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? I'm asking the questions here. I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? You threw a thing. If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. Well, that thing down there, you know what? Earlier when Phoenix brought up it being a mannequin or an action figure, that was total just him bullshitting, but he was probably right. It probably was not actually a person. Good call, man. I gotta give it to you. That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right. I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one serious thought. I'm glad Maya's been entirely useless in this entire case. I'm sure that Acro killed the Ringmaster. So far, we haven't had any Mia involvement or her channeling anybody, which is interesting. Phoenix might have to do it all by himself. He threw a thing! I mean, I gotta try. Alright. Not this. Nothing else here that would hurt if thrown. Pepper was in the box. You got the box itself, which he landed on. It didn't fall and hit him in the back of the head. Oh, that's right. We don't have the actual bust. We have a picture of it. Where was it? Was supposed to be in the cafeteria, but it was taken there before the crime. There we go. He used the Max G bust. That's what it is. What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. And it has the hat, but it doesn't have any roses, so maybe people saw that. Or, Mo, maybe he saw that. I don't know. Or that was something else. And because it is life-sized, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Oh shit, them birds flew away. Now he's looking mad. See, this is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Whoa. Ample bust. Order. So you're saying the bust fell onto the Ringmaster. A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? I mean... How? I don't see how it would be impossible. Plus, he's a very large dude, but even without that, I don't understand how that's impossible. Well, Acro's an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Mr. Dingaling, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro. You can't run away from the... I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? Von Karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There is absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't he see things my way once in a while? Mr. Dingaling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. I don't see how it's entirely relevant. His legs are not important right now. He can carry the fucking bust. Thank you. That woman will sink to any low to win a case. Alright. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. I don't understand. What force would you need to just roll up to the window? Like, I don't get it. I'm not saying you needed to look directly down. You could look out the window at an angle, which you probably did if it hit him on the back of the head. So, what are you talking about? That makes it impossible for me to have known. Was he directly below the window? I don't think so. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? Maybe he was directly below the window or something, but I don't know. You still did it. I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and carry it over to the window. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. On whose part? What? What are you talking? What? Okay. I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. Okay, let her get to me. I've got to focus. Got to push it with your mind. You got to focus. How? How do I focus? I don't know how you focus. You just focus. I suppose I could have lifted something inside the bus. Let me see if there's anything specific. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I was going to look through it, but I'll just press everything. Unless it asks me at the end of every one, do you want to press further or not, then I'll probably be selective. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bust before? Maybe he got the monkey to do it. He did have an accomplice, it was just not a human. Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingaling. Interesting. So what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. You don't say. But, no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Okay. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I don't care. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick, go away. Whoa, whoa, whoa. How did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. But not the average lion, am I right? Considering, too soon? Alright. Would it have been impossible? And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Nah. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window? If you say so, man. Maybe I just don't understand how that kind of shit works. I guess I'll believe you. Maybe. How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that the nerves were severed. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see out the window below. Out below the window. Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window. Thus, there is no way that I would know the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you've got a point. Hey, Nick. Huh? What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. Is Maya gonna be helpful? If he knew the location of the Ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. Alright, Maya, alright. Little bit of last-second save there after a case of nothing. That's good. That's a little Mia in you right there, you know? Assume that you do know it, rather than trying to figure it out. Assume that you know that he knew the location of the head. How then could he drop the bust? Alright, Maya, you know what? Your grade goes from F to D-. You're working your way up. Pearl is an A, Emma is at least a B+, so you got a way to go before I choose you. He used a mirror. Smoke and mirrors, remember? I think I've already explained things sufficiently. Thus it would be unrealistic. I don't think. If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right, I could have done that. However, there is no way that I could score a direct hit on the Ringmaster's head. So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? Acro's strong enough to lift up the bust. The main problem is how he could have aimed for the Ringmaster's head. I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim for the Ringmaster. That's the ticket, Nick. Show them what you've got. I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case. I don't remember us finding any sort of tool. But maybe we overlooked something. Do we have to go investigate more? Or do I have something with me? Should I go back to that last statement? What do I have with me that he could have used? Hat? Bottle? Poster? Papers? Monkey? Unless it's the monkey. Is it the monkey? I mean, what the fuck else do I have? Monkey! No, it doesn't. Shit. Maybe it is the monkey, but I presented it on the wrong statement? No. They're not. Oopsies! Okay, then. That was not right. I'm pretty sure this is the one I'm supposed to present on, because this is the one where they were talking. So it's just not the monkey. What tool could he have used? What the fuck are we what? And none of this. None of this. The lion is dead. The salt was in the box. That's a photo. That's a paper. That's paper. That's the bus. We're already talking about that. The only other thing is this. So what? Like you dropped the bust and made him fall down and hit the back of his head on like the box? Like what? I have no idea how it works, but this is the only other object that we have that could hurt a person or be used as a tool of any kind. This is the... Unless it's the... It can't be... This broken bottle has nothing to do with Acro. So it's this somehow, I guess? Maybe? There we go. Music stopped. Acro, you didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? Did you say so? I don't understand. You already knew ahead of time where the Ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. The crime photo? Yeah. Okay, I mean... Is it? The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Oh. So you're saying he didn't have the box with him. The box was put there. And so he knew that the ringmaster would walk over to it. Because he gave him the note that said, like, I know about the murder or whatever. And told him to come out there, I guess. And so he knew that he'd come out there and go over to the box. and he knew he would be at the box and where to aim. And I guess the pepper was in the box just because I still have the theory that the pepper is what caused Leon to sneeze, so that's why he put that in there, even though I don't think the ringmaster ever actually got to open it and see that. But, yeah. So he didn't have it with him. He was standing in front of it and he got hit and he fell over on it. Acro put it there. That's right, I never even actually thought of that. But that we didn't know if that was really the ringmaster or not, because they said it, who knows who it could have been. But, yeah, Acro put it there, and that's how he knew where he would be. Interesting, I did not see, we got some surprises in this part of the trial. I'm enjoying it. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect him throwing something out the window. Pretty good. It was obvious who the killer was, but I didn't expect any of this, so we'll see how it goes in the rest of the trial. It's pretty decent so far. Way better than the last one, for sure. Okay, when he lifted it up. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean... If the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. Really? Yes. Really. Order, order, order. This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here. Forward. So the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow. Allow me to whip some sense into you. Mr. Phoenix Wright! Ow! Stop! The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. What? That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. The contents don't have anything to do with how it's made. I don't think the size is irregular, so I guess it's the weight. Sure. It is heavy, so he would have had to, like, bend over. Like, I guess. According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. As if that's heavy? Okay, it's not. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required... Oh, I see. One would have to... For 20 pounds? Really? I mean, like, to squat down before you lift a thing is good, you know, good form, but if somebody lifted something that was 20 pounds without squatting down, I wouldn't be surprised. But okay. That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. I don't agree, but okay. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. I don't agree. Fool. Still not gonna cave at all? He's pretty composed. I've heard what you've had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you drop it? Did you drop the bust onto the ringmaster? What are you talking about? Even if I had wanted to do such a thing, I couldn't. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of this bust? The cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. Aha, that means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? You said that money is able to carry it, and money brings shit to your room, bitch. It's the monkey. You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. I can. Don't forget you said there was no accomplice. It's a monkey. And no, we're not going to put the monkey down for this like they did with the lion. The monkey's just an innocent little creature. We definitely, although I did fight him physically. That was something else, though. It's not relevant. I've got to get my wits about me. And I already know. I know this one. Hell yeah. Monkey. I got you, buddy. Boom. Money the monkey. A monkey? Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects of any size. For instance, he stole the ventriloquist ring. I'm surprised you remember. So are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room?! But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. Oh, shit. The cards are shiny. What the hell are they made of? Are they silver? Platinum? Yeah. Which is very shiny. Wah.